Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another 2024 presidential election prediction. Today, we will be doing an election prediction between Donald Trump and Pete Buttigieg. Before I start this video, I have a few things I'd like to mention. First, I do plan to come out. I am in the works of making a election night video with obviously the music and the commentary between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a 2024 presidential election, which hopefully will be coming out soon. However, I can't really give anybody a date at the moment. I just started it, so it is going to take some time. But I will try to work through it during the Thanksgiving break that I'm about to have off. And also, just make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel as we near 250 subscribers. Keep on subscribing, and we are almost. I'm not sure when we're going to be when this video comes out, but we will hopefully be less than 25 subscribers away from 250. Anyway, let's get started with the safe Democrat states. The safe Democrat states will include Washington, Oregon, California, Illinois, and a lot of these East Coast states. I think Buttigieg will do well in these East Coast states. Trump, not so much. Buttigieg, much better in the suburban areas, while he won't do as well among Hispanics or blacks, and I do think Trump will gain a lot of support there. For safe Republican states, Donald Trump will do well in a lot of these Midwestern states, as we have usually seen. This includes a lot of the southern states, and it kind of goes across the country like that. Anyway, we're at 181 to 125, the usual amounts. As we get into the likely Democrat races will be Colorado and New Mexico, Virginia, Minnesota, New Hampshire, and Maine at large. All of those races will be likely to the Democrat Party. I think Buttigieg will do pretty well, and especially the suburban areas in Colorado and not so much Colorado, but he'll do well in the Colorado. Jared Polis, obviously very popular there, and he is the incumbent governor, Democrat, and he also is, similar to Pete Buttigieg, gay. He is, a gay guy, and he won in Colorado. Definitely possible for Buttigieg to win there with that similar appeal, I guess. And he definitely has that New Hampshire, Upper East Coast appeal, Northeast appeal in these states. Aside from Maine's second congressional district, where I see Trump possibly doing better there. However, Maine at large, New Hampshire will all go in a likely margin, as well as suburban areas in Minnesota. He will win that state by a likely margin. Anyway, let's jump right into likely Donald Trump margins. This will be Iowa, Ohio, Maine's second congressional district, and Texas. All of these states will go to Donald Trump by a likely margin. Iowa, Ohio, Maine second, Trump won each of those. I mean, he won Iowa back in 2020 by about 8 points, Ohio by about 7.7 points. Actually, that was Maine second, 7.7 points. Ohio a little bit more than 8 points. And won that by the same margin. Trump, as we all know, has a pretty good Rust Belt, Midwestern, even rural appeal, very, very good appeal, especially with farmers, with the USMCA. When he got that done, he increased a lot of support there, growing his support, although he did beat Hillary and Biden in Iowa and Ohio by significant margins. So did the same against Buttigieg, another one of those similar, I guess you could say, moderate to establishment type of Democrat candidates, although he is a younger one, but still really the same. Texas, Buttigieg will not do well in that state. Trump will win. Increased amount of Hispanic supports of Republicans and black support of Republicans. Buttigieg will not get turnout among black people or Hispanic people. That just will not happen. He does not have that appeal. He has more of those suburban women appeal. I guess the soccer moms, I guess you can call them that, or a lot of that educated appeal, I guess college graduate appeal, while Trump has more of the low income, not low income, but non-college educated appeal and Hispanic appeal. Buttigieg will still get the majority of the Hispanic vote, but Trump will get an increased amount of it, as well as black vote could go all the way up to 15% for Trump against Buttigieg, maybe even more. Let's head into lean Democrat states, lean states to the Democrats. First off, the first lean Democrat state that I'm ready to characterize will be the state of Michigan. I do believe Michigan will head to Pete Buttigieg by a lean margin, probably going to the Democrats by about 1.5 points. Rust Belt will continue to trend towards the Republicans. However, Buttigieg will probably do pretty well in Detroit and some of the suburban areas of Michigan, near Flint, near those areas, has that appeal, kind of an Obama appeal, somewhat in Michigan, with a lot of those suburban areas. Another lean would be Maine second congressional district. Those are going to be the only two lean characterizations for Pete Buttigieg. Maine second, another very suburban district in not Maine's, Nebraska second, another very suburban district in Nebraska. Lean Republican states. This will include Florida, North Carolina, and Wisconsin. All of these will go to Donald Trump by a lean Republican margin. Florida has continued to trend towards Donald Trump. He actually won back in 2020 by 3.5%. To be honest, maybe it should be talked about a bit more, but he did win that state by 3.5%. That is a pretty spectacular margin to win in Florida by, especially with its historical precedence of being an incredibly close state. I mean, if you recall back in the 2000 election, that came down to just hundreds of votes. 2004 it was close. 2008, even it was still close against McCain. I think Trump won it by a bigger margin against Biden than Obama won it against McCain. So it has continued to trend with that increased support from, and this is somewhat thanks to Ron DeSantis, but also somewhat thanks to Trump's ground game in Florida over the 4 years he was president. But a massive shift in voter registration in Florida that I do plan to do a video about, where the Republicans have actually taken the lead in party affiliation in Florida, but increased support and voter affiliation and registration among Hispanic people, such as Cubans, Venezuelans, and South Americans in Florida, a significant increase. North Carolina has slightly as a high proportion of Republicans and Democrats. It's always going to be close, but it usually edges out Republicans. We saw Mitt Romney. That was the only one toss-up state he beat Obama in 2012. Trump won in 2016, and he won in 2020, although Biden narrowed it up with the suburban votes. Wisconsin, Rust Belt state, continues to trend to the Republicans, as well as Michigan, Pennsylvania, even Minnesota. But Wisconsin trending at a higher rate. Biden only won it by 0.5% back in 2020. Buttigieg, I do believe, is a somewhat worse candidate than Biden, will not consolidate as much as Hispanic black support as I mentioned before. And Trump will end up winning Wisconsin by a lean margin. So you will see, a bit of a split within the Rust Belt, but that is simply due to the rates at which those states are transforming and trending to the Republicans. Anyway, let's head into our tilt Democrat and tilt Republican states. The first tilt Democrat state, let's start off with the tilt Republican states, because it's going to be a bit interesting. The first tilt Republican state will be the state of Arizona. I believe that Donald Trump will tilt Arizona back to the Republican category. This is going to be, an interesting call, but I do not think that Buttigieg will consolidate that Hispanic support that Biden did in Arizona. Trump will do good in Maricopa, as we saw in 2020, where those returns came in, although they almost got him over the top in Arizona. They came pretty close. Biden only won that by 0.3%. And I don't think that Arizona is going to continue to trend, at the rapid pace that it has done over the last, decade to the Democrats. I think what we see actually with the drop in the electoral vote in California is a lot of dissatisfied Republicans in California, upset with Gavin Newsom, upset with a lot of the leadership in those major cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, moving to states like Arizona, Texas, Florida, even Tennessee, South Carolina, whatnot, to more Republican states, and they will vote in the Republican side. Even companies like Tesla and Elon Musk, very upset with the economy, economic possibilities Elon Musk sees, obviously, in Texas is better, and other, conservative news organizations like the Daily Wire, moving to like Tennessee, more Republican states. Similar thing happening with those conservative constituents in California, moving to Arizona. Buttigieg, I just don't think he'll also get that Hispanics vote, as I continue to mention. And I do see Donald Trump winning the state of Arizona. I also see Pete Buttigieg holding on to the state of Georgia, getting a lot of that Atlanta vote, especially. He'll get some of the Atlanta black vote with Stacey Abrams campaigning there, but he'll also get a lot of that suburban vote. In Georgia, that is a suburban state that, it's considered pretty suburban. And he'll win that state by an incredibly small margin. I see less than 0.5%, so very, very small. Tilt Republican states will be Nevada. Donald Trump will get the Hispanic support in Nevada, flipping that state. It has been devastated economically, and they partially or significantly blame not Donald Trump, but Joe Biden for that, with a lot of the inflation concerns happening, which, we see with higher gas prices, higher groceries, with the Thanksgiving dinners people are having trouble affording, and whatnot, and also other issues such as unemployment issues and things that Nevada, especially their cities like Las Vegas, rely on to have a good economy and for people to make a good amount of money. And then the final state is Pennsylvania, which I see tilting to Donald Trump, continuing that trend of the Rust Belt. Donald Trump does do well in that Midwestern area, especially the Rust Belt, getting those industrial supporters to come out for him, as they did in 2016. I see that happening. Buttigieg doesn't really have that Biden even appeal, and Donald Trump will end up winning that. So let's take a look at how the states now have swinged, or the new map. And it's a bit of a different map, I guess, what we saw from 2020 and 2016. A little bit redder back in the Southwest, with Nevada and Arizona flipping from 2020, and a bit redder in the Rust Belt, with Wisconsin and Pennsylvania flipping. However, all the other states remain the same. With that, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get us to 250 subscribers, electoral votes. 200. When we get to 270 subscribers, maybe we'll do something fun for that because that's 270 electoral votes. But yeah, make sure to like the video and comment below if you would have changed any of the state calls or if you have any suggestions for videos. I always love to take suggestions, so please make sure to comment below. And I, of course, am working on other suggestions at the moment that subscribers have made. So, please feel free. Please don't think that I forgot about you, because all of those predictions are in the works. It's just, I guess I got a lot of ideas, and they're gonna span out over probably a good amount of time. But please stay tuned and look forward to those as well. Anyway, with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Stay tuned for more videos.